Going back to the war room and Ramaphosa's effects, do you get a sense that his leadership is helping bring things together?
Yes, I do, and not just his leadership, but the leadership of his advisors, headed by Professor Anton Eberhard. I think there is a new realization of the role of the private sector, the importance of the private sector. You know, renewable energy seems to be the short to medium term opportunity for bringing a new capacity onto the grid. And this seems to be expedited with this window 4 announcement of the preferred bidders and hopefully financial closure within some months. And then an extension of this expediting new renewable energy up into and including the window 5, and then a further determination by the Minister for Renewable Energy. This bodes well, I think, and has been a success story in the energy sector that needs to be carried forward, taken to its logical conclusion, and then emulated, you know, in the coal and the gas environment, also with independent power producers.
Because Eskom currently is the producer of 95% of all power. Going forward, once all these IPPs on the system, how will that shift?
Yeah, well, as I say, I think Eskom is going to be left to deal with the existing new build program, Medupi, Kusile, and Ngula, and improving the performance of its current fleet. And that is a big enough job in its own right. You know, for example, if Eskom can improve its energy availability factor from the very poor, currently around about 72%, up to the 80%, 85%, it can bring on an extra 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts of generation capacity that is already built, that is just in a state where it cannot be brought to the table to deliver power because of these unplanned breakdowns that are occurring. So I really think that if Eskom can be given that space to deliver the new build, Medupi, Kusile, and Ngula, as well as improve its performance of its current fleet, it can do great things. And at the same time, if the private sector can be left to deliver on renewable energy, on gas, on new coal, and on industrial cogeneration, I think our problems are well within sight of solution.
And there's also the benefit of hydroelectric power in Africa.
Yes, indeed, and this requires really negotiation, cross-border negotiations with countries like Zimbabwe, Zambia, Mozambique, and in the longer term, the DRC, in the Congo River project, to bring on this regional imported hydro component. I think these are kind of longer-term options, but there even are some short-term options with a refurbishment and improvement of existing hydro schemes to improve their efficiency, can improve their output, and at a relatively low cost and relatively low delivery time can make an impact on the needs of South Africa.
You know, Chris, a lot of people get frustrated when Eskom sends out their statements saying you guys can help, consumers can help by lowering your usage and your demand. You know, is this something that can actually benefit the grid if people are a bit aware? Do you think it's something that people should think more carefully about?
You know, in the short term, it's one of the immediate sort of wins that one can gain by improving efficiency and of use of electricity, as well as avoiding use that is not productive. So yes, it can make an impact, but in the longer term, you know, a reduction of energy, electricity consumption is not the solution to Eskom's financial problems. In fact, it really does a lot of harm to Eskom when its revenue decreases, as it has been doing for the last 7 years. At the moment, we're at a 7-year low in terms of electricity consumption, and that is putting enormous upward price pressure. So we're seeing at Eskom this combination of increasing costs and decreasing sales volumes, which has a very negative impact on cash flow and on the financial needs of Eskom. And really, we need to start increasing electricity consumption through productive use of electricity. And that is the solution to the economy and the economic needs of South Africa, not a progressive cutback to the extent where new projects, new economic projects, business projects, industrial projects are deferred or put on the back burner or even cancelled.